Hello everyone, welcome to the Philosophical Forum on Modern Social Issues. I am Chen Hongming, host of this forum. With the advancement of the global digital wave, social media has become an indispensable part of young people's daily lives. According to the 2024 Youth Digital Life report released by the Malaysian Communications and Multimedia Commission, local young people aged from 18 to 24 spend 3.6 hours per day on social platforms, and 78% of them refresh their feeds more than 10 times a day. Meanwhile, data from the China Internet Network Information Center shows that Chinese youth of the same age group spend 3.9 hours daily on social media, with 72% frequently checking for updates. This forum focuses on the impacts of social platforms on the physical and mental health of contemporary Chinese and Malaysian teenagers, and explores how today's young people can avoid excessive indulgence in social media. Now, let's first connect with our on-site correspondents to find out about the specific situations they have uncovered. Please turn your attention to the live footage from our correspondents.
Hello everyone, I'm frontline reporter Dave. Next, please follow my camera. Now, let's interview the person involved. Hello classmates, I want to ask you a few questions. How many hours do you spend browsing social media?
About 8 to 10 hours.
What kind of content do you usually watch?
Uh, well, I'm not sure. I just watch whatever comes up.
Have you learned anything from these videos?
No.
Alright audience, from the interview just now, we can see that spending too much on social media does not always bring up positive outcomes. Next, let's over the time to the main station.
Further in-depth interviews reveal that while social media offers convenience and connection, it is also reshaping the daily habits of young people. Many respondents report that prolonged use of social platforms often extends late into the night, leading to reduced sleep and irregular rest patterns. In addition, long hours spent on mobile devices encourage sedentary behavior, which may pose risk to physical health.
Okay, thank you for your insightful sharing. Through the cutting-edge cases we have just seen, we can see that spending excessive time on social media daily has a profound impact on teenagers' physical and mental health. Now, let's reconnect with another cutting-edge correspondent and hear their thoughts on this.
Hello everyone, I'm a frontline reporter, Aman Ali. Next I will interview a guest to hear how they interpret this kind of social phenomenon from a philosophical perspective. Hello Shillong. Today, many students seem to live half of their lives online, constantly refreshing, checking messages, and fearing that they might miss something. Although these behaviors look ordinary, they actually reflect deeper psychological dependence. We hope that through your explanation, our audience can better understand why social platforms quietly influence our emotions and decisions, instead of simply blaming teenagers for lack of self-control.
Hello reporter, from the footage just now, we can see that the student is constantly checking his phone, scrolling, refreshing, and comparing himself with others. Even though he knows it is wasting time, he still can't control the impulse to keep looking. From a philosophical perspective, this shows how people can become dependent on external virtual approval to define their sense of self. According to existentialist ideas, when we rely too much on other people's opinions online, we gradually lose our authentic self and start living only for the likes and comments. At the same time, this also reflects what modern philosophers call alienation. Social media creates the illusion of connection, but in reality, it pulls us away from real communication, real relationships, and even our own goals. Instead of using technology as a tool, we become controlled by it. Therefore, I think the real problem is not the platform itself, but whether we have the awareness to control our desires and keep a clean boundary between online life and real life.
Alright, through Shailong's comments, we have also realized that when people rely too much on online approval, they might gradually lose their authentic self and become unconsciously controlled by social platforms. Next, let's interview another classmate to see how he avoids being trapped by social platforms. This also reminds us that philosophy is not something far away from in textbooks. It actually guides us to reflect on our everyday actions, why we compare ourselves with others, why anxiety grows when the screen goes dark, and why sometimes we forget what truly matters in life. Perhaps by listening to real examples from our classmates, we can find more practical ways to regain initiative and rebuild healthier habits.
Okay, thank you very much, Amnali. So I would like to explain about social media and how it affects my life, as well as how to avoid getting into the cycle of scrolling through social media over and over again, because social media in itself isn't inherently bad, but it's the overuse of it that can cause damage and cause harm. And the way that I avoid this is really simple, and you can actually derive philosophical concepts from it. And yeah, so I consistently try to avoid being trapped by social media by reflecting on my relationship with it, rather than forcing myself to quit. And how you do that is you use the idea of stoicism, especially the Epictetus view that you should only focus on what is within our control. And I can't control algorithms, I cannot control trends or how many likes a post receives, but I can control how long I stay online and how I respond emotionally. So how I do that is I set a fixed time limit for social media every day and turn off unnecessary notifications. And this helped me regain control over my attention instead of being controlled by external stimuli. And through the idea of stoicism, I can gradually transform philosophy from abstract theory into daily guidance, helping me maintain mental clarity and healthy relationship with social media.
Alright, thank you for sharing from Devin. Through his sharing, we've learned that setting clear time limits, choosing meaningful content, and consciously returning attention to real life can help us reduce dependence on social platforms. Similarly, in our daily lives, if we plan our screen time in advance, stay focused on real tasks, and actively communicate face-to-face with friends and family, we can also gradually regain control over our emotions and habits. All the time, this process is not about completely rejecting social media, but about learning how to use it wisely. When we are aware of our motives and keep a balanced rhythm between online and offline life, technology becomes a helpful assistant instead of a hidden trap. I hope more students can reflect on themselves through this case and make more rational choices in the future. Thank you. Next, let's hand over the time to main section.
Thank you for the hard work of our on-site correspondents as well as the insightful analysis and sharing. The issue of social media has become a common predicament for young people in both China and Malaysia. Touching on such philosophical propositions, knowledge from the course, philosophy, and contemporary issues offers unique perspectives for addressing these issues. This is precisely why we have chosen social media and mental health as our research topic. To respond to the predicaments faced by our peers, to translate philosophical reflections into practical tools, and to guide the rational use of social media so as to promote mental health. Our ultimate goal is to provide young people with feasible recommendations and facilitate a balance between digital interaction and real-life experiences.